Okay.
You were almost turning this studio into a clubhouse.
Do you understand? I mean, do you understand?
And it's not even a Friday. It's a Wednesday.
It's not a Friday. It's a Wednesday. It's not even tomorrow. That is it 20th, where we would have had International Day
of Happiness. But the happiness can already start today.
That's the thing. This is International Day of Happiness's Eve.
You're right.
So yeah,
we are happy.
Woo, we are happy. We are happy. Even though the world around us seemingly feels sad.
I don't know. I feel there's so much tension right now.
I tell you.
Taking a look at what is going on in some part of the country. I just don't know. But I feel it's contagious. But I'm trying to just distance myself away from it.
Okay, that's wise. Where is there no tension? I mean, if the president, after meeting with service chiefs, can declare a state of emergency, suspend Rivers State governor and the deputy
for an initial period of 6 months. So let's see how this state of emergency and suspension, if it will have any bite on the political crisis rocking the state. Well, if it doesn't, it means there's going to be some sort of renewal. Okay. Suspension renewal. No pun intended, though.
And to think again that the retired Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral Ibokete, has been also appointed by Mr. President to take over the affairs.
As an administrator.
Oh, Lord.
But you know what is actually funny is the fact that history keeps, repeating itself in the country, knowing also that this is not the first time that this is happening in Nigeria. But again, all the parties involved, are they having regrets at this point in time? Maybe they should have just shit their swords all the while, embrace peace, and just put to rest all of this part tussle.
I can tell you what party is really smiling right now, but...
is there any party smiling?
There is a personality that will be smiling right now.
Really?
But give me a high five or slap me a high five, though. It didn't make a sound. It should make a sound. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Well, happy Survival Day, by the way.
Happy Survival Day,
right. Happy Survival Day. And to you too, of course, happy Survival Day to you. You made it this far. At least you're not being suspended yet. Oh, no. Well, you will not be suspended ever. I'm just saying.
Well, you didn't let me ask you, because I know I made it to the studios quite late this morning. Weren't you scared maybe if he's been suspended or something? You worried?
If who's been suspended? Me?
Me?
You?
Maybe that I'm like at 6:30 you didn't see me.
We'll lift that suspension. We'll go on hunger strike. We'll raise placards. We'll raise where is that? There is a one. of Eagles. But anyways, I'm glad you were here though. Hope you slept well.
Well, I did. And I must say hallelujah, because power was somewhat restored yesterday. The voltage was quite reasonable, and we've been able to pump water at home. I don't want to go all out, spilling the tea, but the period of time that the power supply was quite epileptic, the voltage very low to the extent you can't even pump water with it. It was like hell on earth. I'm not going to lie. I say that without mincing words. I mean, yesterday I was screaming to the high heavens, thank God! Water is life!
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Well. Let's greet you in a way that we know how to, because this is a way back Wednesday. All right? And we'll be holding it down from now till the 12 o'clock mark.
That's right.
And, of course, this is the Pages. You like to call it the newspaper review segment. What's going to be for 8 o'clock, though?
Well, Sport on Eagles Wings with Vicky Vic. I don't know if you would want to dabble into politics today, because, I mean, what's up with sports when we have a lot on our table?
I tell you. But then, of course, Vicky Vic will hand over the baton at 9 o'clock. We'll be right back, and we'll take politics and current affairs. That's talking about Eagles Outlook, and that will drive us till the 10 o'clock mark.
Talking about the Eagles Outlook built for 9 a.m. this morning. I mean, some family members can already tell what the focus is going to be.
It's no surprise.
And, our resource person would be making it to the studios because he's been very, very busy. So it's going to be via phone.
I just hope he's not being suspended too.
No, not at all. Not being suspended.
Okay, not being suspended.
Not at all.
All right, that's cool.
It looks like a suspension era. Please, let it not get to us.
No, it shouldn't, please. Oh, no, who said let it not get to us? We've been suspended a long time ago. If you ask family members now, they'll be
suspended by who or by what?
We've been suspended by hunger, the hardship, the tragedy, a lot of things.
Things are gradually things are actually gradually taking a twist or a turn.
Right.
Yeah, positively, if you ask me.
Okay.
Right? I mean, just yesterday we saw the latest inflation figures. I mean, 23.4 5, if I'm not mistaken. And
It's reflected in your purse. I see that.
not exactly. Not exactly, but it's a gradual process. It's a gradual process. Some traders are gradually reducing the prices of foodstuffs and other essentials.
Okay.
So let's see. We just hope that things would actually prices of things will be reduced drastically in the months to come, because look, we've paid our dues already as Nigerians.
I tell you.
Let us enjoy, even if it's just 1 year. Let's enjoy.
Allow me to enjoy myself.
Allow me to enjoy myself.
Allow me to enjoy myself. Allow me, yo. Okay. I mean, if you're not laughing at this point in time, I mean, please, help the wrinkles on your face. Help them. Just laugh. Because I've seen callers, family members calling, and the first thing they do is
that sigh is not always a sigh of relief.
You understand?
And of course, we should expect that energy from them today.
I tell you the truth.
What is really going on?
Let's tell you already. A car raw, a gife in Akwana.
Otutuoma. Olodudu.
That's right.
Messiere.
That's in my dialect. And of course, the good people of Isoko.
What's wrong with the bell?
Let's do
the
it
bell
again.
is
Let's do it
suspended?
again. No, it better not be.
Let me hold it. Let me.
Okay. That's the feeling, of
That's
course.
right.
And it comes with a shaking of body.
Yeah, but our coffee plug has actually been doing the most lately.
Yes,
I mean, we cannot even hide this from you all anymore.
That's right.
So
I tell you,
we couldn't even stand, to greet you in the
At
way that we
all,
know how
at
to.
all, at all.
So we just have to sit
And
to
of
save the
course.
energy for the show proper.
and of course, in the language you and I totally understand, we say,
Una, good morning.
My
So-
name is Udwak Daniel.
You can call him Yudi the Golden Voice.
What an announcement.
My name is Omoefe Piso Semere, aka Hajia Efe, aka Princess Adeze
One.
Now let me also, let us also put this out.
Okay.
For those who actually expressed their reservations on Monday, don't greet them in their local dialect.
Please.
when you call in, do well to greet us in your local dialect.
Thank
and
you.
tell us the tribe that you represent.
Then you find
Because
out.
time really will not permit us to represent
Honestly.
or to acknowledge
Honestly.
all the tribes in Nigeria.
Please.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you so much.
That's right. Well, let's get into the business of the day now. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on yesterday, declared a state of emergency in Rivers State, which has been embroiled in political crisis. The president made the declaration in a nationwide broadcast on Tuesday night. Okay.
Well, all right. The Nigerian Senate on Tuesday continued with the legislative process on a bill seeking social media platforms to establish physical offices within the country. Now, the bill, which was sponsored by Senator Ned Woko of the All Progressives Congress Delta North, passed second reading during plenary. I have to giggle a little bit because once upon a time it was a PDP Delta North, but now it's
At
APC. Nothing
Delta
lasts
North.
forever, though.
I tell you the truth. Change is constant, they say. Now, still with the Rivers State, the police command in that state, as of yesterday, confirmed the arrest of 2 suspects following an explosion that rocked the Trans-Niger pipeline at Bodo Kogana local government area of the state. Now, the explosion occurred late Monday night near the Bodo Bunny Road, which is currently under construction.
Well, of course, these are some of the implications that comes with, the power
I
tussle,
tell
the
you.
back and forth.
I tell you.
Still in Rivers State, the state government is pledged to engage with relevant institutions to address the ongoing political crisis following the declaration of a state of emergency by President Bola Tinubu. Now, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communications, Wares Tenibo Joe Johnson, made this known in a statement issued on behalf of the state government. And also, the suspended governor now,
Yes.
Siminalayi Fubara, he had actually come out to tell the citizens to stay calm and with the hopes that this suspension or state of emergency would put to rest all of the political crisis.
Talk about a calm governor right there, saying something calm.
Suspended governor, by the way.
Calm, suspended governor.
Right.
Saying something calm. Well, maybe they should take a cue from him. Rivers State people, you guys are good people. We appreciate you. But the Senate has begun probe into the illegal annexation of Nigerian mangrove islands situated at Fiat in Mbo, local government area of Akwa Ibom State and maritime territories by the Republic of Cameroon. It also asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to, as a matter of urgency, take steps to ensure the country's territorial waters, particularly over 560 oil wells in Akwa Ibom State, were safe.
Talking about your home state now.
My home state. That's it. Some action.
Coming back to Abuja, police headquarters in Abuja said on Tuesday that its operatives have arrested a female gun runner, among others, as well as illicit drug suppliers to bandits and terrorists in Nasarawa, Yobe, and Katsina states. The suspect was found in possession of 124 rounds of live ammunition of various calibers concealed inside a 5-liter container of palm oil.
Concealed inside a 5-liter container
of palm oil that's become so expensive.
I tell you. Well, let's take you back to Rivers. Rivers State is just the talk of the day. Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers has urged the citizens in the state. Oh, you just said it.
Suspended.
They took it. Okay, sorry. The suspended governor of Rivers State has urged the citizens in the state to remain peaceful and law-abiding in the face of the state of emergency declared in the state. Fubara made the remark in an address to the people of the state on Tuesday in Port Harcourt after the pronouncement of emergency rule on the state by President Bola Tinubu. Right.
Away from Rivers State, the Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC has said that no fewer than 33 persons were killed in road accidents across Edo State between January and February. Cyril Matthew, Edo Sector Commander of FRSC, disclosed this to newsmen in Benin on Tuesday. Now, Matthew stated that 15 deaths were recorded in January from 17 crashes involving 119 persons.
And just because we have the Eagle's Wings that covers whether home and abroad, this time let's take you outside the shores of Nigeria. President Donald Trump on Tuesday said Russia's President Vladimir Putin has agreed on an immediate ceasefire. That's right. Trump described his phone conversation with Putin, which focused on the Russia-Ukraine war, as a very good and productive one.
Indeed, a very good and productive one.
Right.
Well, let's see if these people will match words with action.
Exactly.
Now, 2 persons have reportedly been killed in the renewed communal clash between the people of Umuobo Akeze and their Owo neighbors in the Ishagulo community, both in the Ivo local government area of Ebonyi State. The communal clashes in the area have claimed many lives, including men, women, and passers-by.
Even passers-by. Did you hear that? When you see where problem is, especially please run, flee. Flee, run.
That's better.
It's better, right? Flee, Mbok. Flee and hear the story later. Hear the story. No, I'm serious. Flee. Especially when it's, don't even want to go and bring your phone out. When you see it's tragic, flee. Okay. We're just being family members now.
That won't be the good time or a good time to be an eyewitness reporter.
No, please.
You want to be the Superman or the
Don't be a
Superwoman of
Superman.
the day.
You can't do that. No, don't do that.
Flee.
At the expense of your life, your precious life. No, please. Come on. Don't do that. All right. Well, let's get into the front pages of Nigerian newspapers this morning already and bring you the top stories and all of the headlines that's making the rounds.
By the way, today is day 19 in the holy month of Ramadan. So we're still wishing our Muslim brothers and sisters Ramadan Mubarak.
That's right. I think we should give them this.
Slowly but surely, they are getting closer to the permanent site.
They will overcome. We'll overcome.
But a big news story on the front page of a Daily Trust newspaper, written in black on a white spread. Tinubu erred by removing Fubara and the deputy. This is coming from lawyers, apparently a coalition, right? Governor's whereabouts unknown. Military moves trucks into government house. The second writer says Jonathan declared state of emergency without removing governors. Right. That's right. I think in Borno and some of the northern states at the time, but it wasn't as a result of a political crisis. It was as a result of insurgency at the time. So it was just a state of emergency, but the governors were still, on ground to govern the affairs of a state. But of course, I think during Obasanjo's administration in Plateau, there was,
something similar,
right? So you find details of the story on pages
1, 4, 5, and 10.
And 10. That's to tell you
how serious
you're
this
definitely
is.
going to have a good read when you look at this one.
Honestly. But let's look at this one now. World leaders fume as Israel strikes kill over 400 in Gaza.
I thought there was a ceasefire agreement already.
There was a ceasefire agreement in that regard, and we even jubilated right here. But then look at us still talking about these things. When will he stop? You're asking, do we know? All right, page 11 has got that story.
All right, and moving on to page 12, I guess. Revocation of our land plot to stifle opposition. This is coming from the People's Democratic Party.
Now, we take you to page 7 now. 33 killed in adult road crashes in 2 months. 33, not flights. 33, not flights. 33 people, killed.
Now, tuberculosis kills 71,000 Nigerians in 1 year. 400,000 cases recorded. When was the last time you got a TB testing done?
Some question.
It's very important. You shouldn't wait for yourself to start coughing for a week or two. And when the cough becomes very severe, please visit a health facility so you can get tested immediately. Because it's really, really communicable.
It's really sad, Omar. When I read stories like this, headlines like this. By the way, this is found on page 21.
Right.
When I read headlines like this, I ask myself, how much more people are we going to contribute to death? Because it's more like contrition now. I don't get it.
Really sad.
I tell you. But the Vanguard newspaper is having this big story. Tension as Tinubu declares state of emergency in Rivers State. Got a couple of riders to it now. Appoints Vice Admiral Ibaz as administrator. Second rider suspends Fubara Odu lawmakers for 6 months. And the third rider, Rivers joins Plateau, Ekiti, Borno, Yobe, Adamawa as emergency rule states. South leaders, Pandef, Flay, emergency rule in Rivers. Explosion rocks Trans-Niger pipeline, another facility at the ONELGA, Onelga, right? You'd find that one on page 8, right?
Right, and moving on to page 9, Tinubu lacks powers to suspend governor. This is coming from the People's Democratic Party. 9.
That's right. And still on the tuberculosis contribution that we are making now, federal government confirms 400,000 tuberculosis cases in 2024. All right, you find it on page 13. And,
Right, Wike revokes land housing PDP's new National Secretariat complex. Wike revokes land housing PDP's new National Secretariat complex. And right underneath says revocation attempts to silence opposition. This is coming from the PDP, but Wike is actually a member of the PDP. So how is it an attempt to silence opposition?
I don't get it.
You are the opposition. So what other opposition are you trying to silence?
Well, anyways, let's take you to page 32. For those sport lovers now, Shell reads Riot Act to Super Eagles. It's got one rider bars visitors from camp. All right, you find that one on page 32. Just above the Vanguard newspaper banner now, you'd find this ones.
All right, on page 12, Delta Governor, oil ministers, others for Vanguard's local content conference in Warri today. Okay. Why did I even say that?
All right, anyway,
that's on page 12.
It's on page 12. You find that one. Let's go to this one now, page 5. Bill mandating Facebook bloggers, others to have offices in Nigeria passes second reading in Senate. And guess who is sponsoring it? And Senator Ned Nwoko is the one.
Come on, I mean, what impact is this bill? I mean, when eventually passed into law, what impact is it going to have on our dear nation, Nigeria? Shouldn't this be the least of our worries at the moment?
You keep talking about regulatory. That's what people, of course, quite a number of people be talking about. Regulate social media so that people will not go there and talk anyhow and do anyhow. Is this another way of gagging people from just, expressing themselves? You never know. So that if somebody misbehaves and all of that, the office is held responsible. We'll call Facebook office in Abuja maybe. Okay, please, who's that person? Find the person out. Who's that? Off the account. Off it. You never know, though. I'm just
Anywho.
saying. But if this is going to be about the antisocial behavior that's going on social media, oh, I'm up for it.
Right.
Like, both hands are up for it. I
Because
tell you.
truly, the bloggers have been doing the most
tell
lately with disinformation disorder, misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation. A lot
Yes.
really is going on, especially on Facebook.
That's
I agree.
true. I
I
agree.
think I'm gradually, aligning myself with
Right.
this. Right.
Well, we see this one now on page 8. Lawyers Atiku George, others fault emergency rule declaration. Okay. Page 8 holds that one. And
Dangote meets Edun on Naira for crude deal, business environment. That's on page 20.
all right, with that one, we move away from the Vanguard newspaper. But just to joggle your mind, in case you're listening, you believe you're listening to some other radio station, you're listening to Eagles 102.3
That's right.
FM Abuja. We give you an audio-visual radio experience that you can count
always
on
count on.
anytime, any day. I like to say you gave us the muscle, and we are really appreciative of this one. We're looking at the Nation newspaper this time.
All right, the big news story right there. Fubara Amehule gone with Tinubu's emergency declaration. Abbas is Rivers administrator for 6 months. Breaking of export terminal pipeline triggers invocation of section 305. Now, there is an excerpt right there. It says, no good and responsible president will stand by and allow the grave situation to continue without taking remedial steps prescribed by the Constitution to address the situation in the state, which no doubt requires extraordinary measures to restore good governance, peace, order, and security. All right, you find this big story on pages 2 to 4, and you also have the man, Abbas, the inevitability of emergency rule, why emergency rule is desirable by president. And this one here, SANs, that's Senior Advocates of Nigeria,
That's right.
differ over emergency rule declaration, and the TNP
Exactly.
where explosion took place. Now, all of that really
Is
on
inside.
pages 2
And
to
4.
4
Yeah.
of the Nation newspaper this
Um,
morning.
Amaife, so sole administrator has been appointed and is not a civilian. Is that telling me something?
Well, it is a democratic dispensation,
Right.
right? But well, from if you look at the antecedents since 1999,
Right.
that has been somewhat of a trend, right? So for people who are, however, faulting the president for declaring a state of emergency, they should have their reasons. But he's actually invoked Section 305 of the Constitution to declare a state of emergency when necessary.
Okay.
And looking at how volatile the Niger Delta region is, especially with oil exploration, to hear that there was an explosion, maybe this was just a step in the right direction to put or to call everyone, to order.
Okay, let's go see this one here now.
All right, PDP, CBN, INEC. Now, there's a lot of abbreviations, honestly, I'm not going to lie. PDP, CBN, INEC, NUC, NNPCL, others lose plots of land in Abuja. FCT, no going back on revocation of 4,794 properties.
So if you're saying that this is an opposition working against your opposition, then you
It's not just the PDP secretariat that is
PDP.
actually involved or
Good.
affected right now. Also
CBN,
the CBN, INEC, NUC,
NNPCL.
NNPCL, others not mentioned. You should take a look at the Nation newspaper this morning to look at
Wike.
other organizations
Wike.
affected
Wike is
you
not
know, by
joking.
this land revocation.
It's not plain. It's not plain. Continued on page 4, of course. That is it. But you'd find this one now. It says court dismisses NNPCL's objection to Dangote suit on import license. All right, page 23. You'd find that one just
No, I
above
think
the
that's
name.
page 25.
25. Oh,
Right.
yeah. Thank you. Oh, my sharp eyes. What's going on? Now, just above the Nation newspaper banner now, you'd find these stories.
All right, on page 5, House of Reps passes tax reform bills. Senate passage expected. That's on page 5. Reinstated Osun Council chairman get Algon's backing. You find that one on page 25.
Yeah.
Right? And then bill to regulate social media skills, second reading in Senate. That's on page 5. And the last one here on page 25 says Okpebolo to probe Obaseki over $10 million observer fund. Please
Observer fund.
do that carefully. All right. So we don't have a case of successor and predecessor.
Do you understand? I get
We've
that.
had enough.
We've
Really.
had enough of it, I tell you, honestly. Nigerian Tribune newspaper is the next stop, and the big story says Tinubu puts Rivers under emergency rule for want of time. We will not be able to jump into the riders because it's pretty much the same, as before. But you'd find that one on page 4. And to this one, page 12, 15 billion pounds Petro Union case. That's the kicker. Attorney General steps in. All right, page 12. And Ogun government sets March 31 deadline for headers registration, page 5. And to this one here, explosion rocks Trans-Niger pipeline in Rivers. Police arrest 2, page 6. Got that story. Now, just above the Nigerian Tribune newspaper banner now, you'd find this one. Tinubu lacks power to suspend elected governor, PDP, all right? It's got 2 riders, rejects emergency role in Rivers. Second rider wants resistance to assault on democracy, all right, page 6. And the last story with the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, which you will find on page 5, Senate probes annexation of Nigerian mangrove islands, 2,560 oil wells by Cameroon. And let's go to this one.
All right. The Guardian newspaper is up next, and the big news story there. Rivers pipeline explosion may cost $35.3 million lost daily as state of emergency begins.
Oh,
that's
I
on
see
page,
why now.
Right, that's on page
now.
6. Right, and PDP NWC kicks as Wike revokes Wadata Plaza new secretariat plots. You find that one on page 3. Senate braces for backlash as social media bill scales second reading. You find that one on page 3. Moving on to page 7, Osun APC warns governors, ministers to stop demarketing party for Adeleke. Pegason accuses federal government of aiding 11,000 Indians to secure Nigerian jobs. That's on page 5. Very strong allegations right there.
Honestly.
Over 34 million citizens hungry require urgent help, says ECOWAS. Don't you think we fall on? In this
we
category
will
of 34
fall.
million,
You're
citizens?
saying this is not to say that I don't believe in my country, Nigeria, but come on, we may actually make over 15 million from this 34. Honestly.
All right, you find that one on page 5, and then delivering affordable electricity beyond pledges and declarations. That's an editorial you find on page 12. And Dangote's cement, salt, sugar businesses lose 423 billion naira to naira crisis. That's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Just one businessman losing 423 billion naira
My goodness.
to the fluctuations
Of Naira crisis.
That's on page 15, by the way. Weak Naira pushes federal government state allocation to 15.2 trillion Naira amid hunger. And on the flip side, we're hearing that the policies are yielding results.
Oh, they are yielding result. Vice President Kashim Shettima is always very on point in that.
All right,
Spot
that's on page 3. And the last one here on page 5. EFCC blames corrupt politicians, fraudsters for nation's bad image abroad.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Politicians and fraudsters.
They're the ones who are giving us the bad image now. So Nigerians, you heard it. You already know where
This is it.
the bad image, is coming from.
Our politicians and the fraudsters.
All right, these are the people giving us the bad name, trying to hang us, and all of that. But yeah, you already heard the most of it. And let's go pay some bills right now. We'll be right back in a short bit because this is where your voice is heard loudly and clearly. The Pages it is.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Sorry, sir. We just sold the last one.
Chai! Papa, wetin happen? They just sold the 2-bedroom bungalow I wanted to buy, and all others are calling big prices. 30 million naira, 35 million naira for a 2-bedroom bungalow terrace. Have you tried My Abuja Home Limited? My Abuja Home Limited? No! My Abuja Home is selling their 2-bedroom terrace bungalows in Gwagwalada for a promo price of just 17 million naira only. Wow, that's very affordable. and in Gwagwalada, Abuja FCT, which is just 30 minutes from town? Yes, it's just after the FRCN Radio House in Old Kutunku in Gwagwalada. So, for this promo price of 17 million naira, the 2-bedroom comes with a large sitting space, a sizable kitchen. The floors are tiled with 2 bathrooms and toilets with fitting windows.
Please listen to this info.
Sorry, sir. We just sold the last one.
Chai! Papa, wetin happen? They just sold the 2-bedroom bungalow I wanted to buy, and all others are calling big prices. 30 million naira, 35 million naira for a 2-bedroom bungalow terrace.
Have you tried my Abuja Home Limited?
My Abuja Home Limited?
No, my Abuja Home is selling their 2-bedroom terrace bungalows in Gwagwalada for a promo price of just 17 million naira only.
Wow, that's very affordable. And in Gwagwalada, Abuja FCT, which is just 30 minutes from town?
Yes, it's just after the FRCN Radio House in Old Kutunku in Gwagwalada.
So,
for this promo price of 17 million naira, the 2-bedroom comes with a large sitting space, a sizable kitchen. The floors are tiled with 2 bathrooms and toilets with fitting windows with burglary proof, security, borehole water, electricity, and the area is cool.
Wow, my Abuja Home Limited, Abi. Oh yeah, give me the number.
Just call 080-888-37426. I said 080-888-37426 or 080-827-23824. That is 080-827-23824. My Abuja Home. Live the life.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Chai!
Wetin happen, bros?
Now this Ramadan promo where they bust my head though.
Ramadan promo?
Yes, so the Ramadan promo from my Abuja Home Limited, their real estate company where they support small man to rise. You remember last year, my Abuja Home gave back 500 plots for free.
I remember people rush the land now.
Then they run am again oh. My Abuja Home Limited for their land where they for Peiko Gwagwalada for Abuja FCT. Then they give out another 300 plots for free in their Ramadan promo.
300 plots for free again?
Yes, 300 plots only. No be just any land oh. Na FCT Abuja land bros. Just pay the money for legal and admin and you don't become landowner like me.
How much, bros?
If you want 250 square meter plot, you pay only 700,000, and for 500 square meter plot, you pay 1 million only. But the promo dey finish soon oh. It dey finish soon oh.
Wow, 700,000 and 1 million naira. Very affordable. Ramadan promo. Help me, bros, before the land finish.
Just call 080-888-37426, 080-888-37426 or 080-827-23824, 080-827-23824 or visit their website www.myabujahome.com. My Abuja Home. Live the life.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Abuja, get ready for 3 extraordinary nights of completeness with Pastor Chris, tagged Upward and Forward Only.
The program at Abuja is taking place 21st to 23rd of March at the National Stadium.
From Friday the 21st to Sunday, 23rd March 2025 by 3 p.m. daily. Come encounter the glory and power of God to change all situations by the word of God with healing and deliverance. For more information, call 0704-676-5982 or 0902-919-3669. Powered by Christ Embassy, giving your life a meaning.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
No AC, no problem. We're cooling it down with the freshest hits.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
All right, we're back. Thank you so much for staying with us. And if you are just joining us, this is The Pages live on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. It is, of course, your radio experience that you can always count on. Now, this juncture is where you get to call in to share your 2 cents, because we're sure that a number of you have a thing or two to say, especially to the burning issue at the moment. Right, the numbers to call are 0907-353-0044 or 0908-766-8888. Send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 0909-705-4450. Good morning.
All
right, that's a miss.
That is a miss, right?
I think we have
keep the calls coming through, but let's just go take this one though.
hello and good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, my brother and sister.
Good morning. Is this GB?
This is GB.
Exactly.
Good to have you. Where are
A
you calling
loyal
us from?
family member.
Appreciate. That's right.
How are we?
Very well, thank
we're
you.
fine, thank you, GB.
I want to say on the issue of emergency imposed on River State.
Yes, please.
That emergency is due.
Okay.
And it's timely. Because I do not see the two camps working together or coming to a peaceful resolution. Are you hearing me?
Right.
Because Fubara is not ready to recognize these people as the authoritative lawmaker. All the paparazzi is doing, I wrote them letter, I was their gate, they lost their gate. Was just to pay to the gallery that his intention was not to relate with them. And the people have seen it coming and they say, look, if you don't relate with us, we want to impeach you. Then look at the supporter. When Fubara was telling his boy, when the boys were threatening, he never cautioned them that they will blow up, they will do and that. Fubara never usher a statement and said, look, let's maintain peace. I'm not in support of what you plan to do. I'm not part of you. He never denounced them. Immediately they issued that misconduct something about impeachment. They started blowing pipeline. So no president will allow such thing to happen because it will snowball into chaos that will never be able to control. So they have done the right thing, and I don't see coming back again to resolve this thing peacefully because the two camps do not want to back one another. And then the daughter of Fubara today are not happy. They want Wike to be removed from Abuja to be sacked as minister because they believe that his influence in Abuja got them the judgment that validated these lawmakers. So that's why now you be hearing them talking and saying, well, why is president keeping Wike? Why is he keeping Wike? Wike have no problem with anybody in River State. The problem is between the lawmaker and the governor, and they are refused to come to peace.
Okay.
So let's leave Wike alone to do his work in Abuja.
All right.
So now that they imposed emergency rule there, that be peace in River State. Whichever way it is, I don't see them resolving that situation peacefully because the two sides have made up their mind that if I don't get it, let's spoil it. And let's spoil it mean that River State will not exist, which will not allow in Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, appreciate that one,
Jimmy,
GB.
thank you so much for your contribution. But well, we're not really sure. We don't have that information as to whether or not both parties are hell bent on ruining, the state, especially if one will not give way for the other, to thrive. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Amarte.
Good morning, Elder. Good to have you.
Good morning, my big brother.
Elder, good morning to you, Elder Onaja.
Good morning, my regard to my family.
Oh, thank you, and to yours too. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Cuba in Abuja.
Go ahead, Elder.
I'm not a politician. And I don't want to talk about our politics. So
okay.
All right.
See, Tinubu has done the right thing. PDP say we don't have power. Whether PDP not get constitution, I don't know. And then two, even if it's not in the constitution, the president of the country has what they call executive power. Executive power to stop anything in the country, whether it's in constitution or not. So you see the problem in Port Harcourt, I have told them several times, court can never solve that type of problem. What people supposed to do, they have rules. Any judge has rules where they call a justice of peace. If you know, say if you rule a case, and that case is going to bring more problems, you call the two parties together in chambers and iron it out. That's what people supposed to do. But then go and rule this and this. And I have said, court can never bring peace to River State. Wike, daughter is a judge, his wife is a judge. The rest of the court in Nigeria, they are going to take it, and that's why they continue winning. So we have said, if they want to solve problem of River State, call the timber and caliber in the River State. Call Amechi, call Peter Odele, call Wike, call Fubara. Carry them go to Obasanjo or Abdulsalam. Let him make peace in River State. We have been telling them, court can never solve that problem. My president can do the right thing by a state of emergency.
Okay.
Because there is no president of the country, we stay in the country. President has called us several times to make things, they refuse. And then now they begin to blow pipeline. What did you expect a president of the country to do? Now do the right thing. Suspend the whole of them, let them go ahead for 6 months. Maybe
Alright.
before that 6 months,
Okay.
they will get people to talk to them, and then they will iron this matter out. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you
you
very
so
much,
much, Elder.
Elder Noja.
Elder says suspend all of them. Maybe they'll have that time to,
To rethink.
become sober. Sober reflection, But yeah, we're still taking your calls now. Apologies for the other lines, though, but we're
Right.
still trying to put it together.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good
Hello,
morning.
Abdul.
This is not Abdul.
Oh, it's not Abdul. Who's it then?
First of all, Ajia Gimbia.
Original Fulani man from National Assembly
Oh,
quarters.
okay. Done for
Good
me.
morning to you.
I get that.
Good morning, ma. aka Radio Princess.
Thank you.
Master Yudi, good morning.
Oh, good morning to you, my brother.
Thank you so much. I greet of all of you.
Appreciate.
Gaskiya, Master Yudi, I'm not too happy today.
What happened?
Truly, for what happened in Rivers, that I'm not happy at all.
Oh, we're not happy.
Truly. It's just some state that deserve this kind of state of emergency more than Rivers State. If they are talking about crisis, if truly they are there for the crisis for the masses, then it's not only Rivers State. We have some state in the north where every blessed they are killing people. Where can they put the same state of emergency? And we see how the state of emergency happened during of Goodluck Jonathan in 2013. If you go to Adamawa, Borno and Yobe, we see how the plateau has happened during of Obasanjo, but we know that one is a insecurity challenges that have been happening in those states. And everybody was happy the kind of action that they took, but even the government this was not taken from them. You understand?
Right.
But this one is a political problem, not in the. They are not doing it because of the masses. Truly, they are just doing it because of their selfish interest. You can see, everybody needs justice. This man, I think it's more than 1 million people have voted him in. And the question, what action did they take even before taking the state of emergency? So everything have a step by step. That we do this, we do that. You people are not listening, so we have no any other option than to put step of emergency. I believe if the president has called them in order and sit them between Wike and Fubara, this kind of thing will not happen.
Well, the president intervened at some point in time. Original Dan Fulani. The president actually intervened.
That intervention, wallahi, is not hot water at all. If they do it in the way that it's supposed to be, believe me, they will listen to him as their own. They will feel like he can never go what he asked them to do. You understand?
Right.
So they have interest of that state, whether we like it or not, because of 2027, they have their own interest on the state. Like I told you, we have many states that are going to face security challenges. Those governors, if truly that they are doing it because of the masses, then they need to put state of emergency of that state. That's why we say yes. The president is not taking side. They are not doing it because of the political problem. You understand?
Okay.
But we pray in Almighty Allah give us good leaders who have Nigeria and Nigeria. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Original Fulani man from National Assembly quarters.
Now.
Okay.
All right, we're still. We'll see. Let's just get on to the Facebook page. We'll take your messages on there. Seeing this one right here is coming from Ozo Francis Namani, watching live from Amagunza in Enugu State. Appreciate Ozo. Says, good morning, my analyst in the studio. Good morning to you, Ozo. Wike should have been suspended as well as behind the political crisis in River State. Okay, as he's behind the political, crisis in River State. It just goes back to what
GB. Not GB.
Dan Fulani, is saying.
Right.
Look, suspend both of them. These two people are the ones causing the problem. But let's go see, the WhatsApp. We see this one coming from Alhaji Suliu at DBC from Ijedodo, Lagos. As President Bola Tinubu declared state of emergency in Rivers State, I saw it coming since last year when Governor Fubara demolished the state assembly. It's not done anywhere. All right. Why will you demolish the state assembly while we are having three arms of government, executive, legislature, and judiciary? You're now demolished the legislation because they want to impeach you. Nobody should blame the president. Let's blame all the people supporting the governor for demolishing the state assembly and elders in the state. All happening in Rivers today is demolishing of. Okay, you're just saying repeatedly the same thing. All right, thank you though. Appreciate.
All right, we have this one. This should be from Turkey Bihundu.
Yes.
It says, good morning, Daniel
Good morning
and
to
the
you,
Faye.
Turkey.
Reaching us from Nassau State. Does he have the power to suspend an elected governor? Is the situation in Rivers State worse than some northern states with security challenges where the president has buried dozens of army personnel since assuming office? Tinubu has never been sincere about resolving the crisis. He's been backing Wike. I have evidence that the sole administrator is a friend of Wike. We're calling on Fubara and his team to challenge the suspension in the lawful court. And I'm sure he will get justice. Lastly, Daniel, do you think Fubara's suspension will bring peace? Can the military bring peace? Our military is overstretched. Criminals they kill our people every day. Obasanjo could not use same military to bring peace in Niger Delta. It took late Yaradua to call the people to a roundtable which brought peace. It's a dark day for Rivers people, dark day for democracy. Tarakimbi Hundu, thank you for your message.
Right.
But would like you to also maybe refresh your mind at your leisure. Take a look at the antecedents from 1999 up until this moment, and you realize that President Tinubu has not done anything out of the blues, and what this decision is not unprecedented.
Right. And just to also tell each and every one of us family members who's trying to send a voice note, please rather type it. We have a little bit of hiccup going on.
Right.
So please type the message and don't send a voice note. And
apologies for those who already sent their voice
yes,
note.
Please. Well, let's go to Samuel from Kuje now. Good morning to you, my brother Udwak Daniel, Princess Adaize Omoife, one of Omoife. Congratulations. All right, indeed, it's indeed worthy of congratulating each and every one of us.
It's a brand new day.
Survival day. Well, he says, if I tell you that I'm happy with a recent happening in the country, I will be lying to myself. What we have in this country is an Idi Amin Dada method of leadership which will never help anyone at all. So the president has the power to declare state of emergency in Rivers State, but don't have the power to do same in the areas of insecurity, hunger, hardship, kidnapping that is ravaging us in this country. What a shame and quite disappointing, he says. Please, God, show us, mercy in this country. In Jesus' name, he says. All right. May your day be blessed too as well, my brother.
Thank you,
Samuel. Let's go
All
to
right.
this
Yusuf
one.
from Wusetu says, good morning, UD and Haja Moife. On River State, I support the president for declaring a state of emergency in the state. However, he has no power to suspend the governor and the assembly. To the best of my knowledge, the governor can only be removed by impeachment or resignation or even death, by the way. Suspending the House of Assembly, citing demolition of their building by Fubara is not an excuse because they sat a few days ago and even passed resolutions. Appointing an administrator for the state is an affront to democracy because constitutionally, no part of Nigeria is to be governed undemocratically. That the Federal Executive Council will approve any law made by the administrator appears illegal. I believe the judiciary will intervene in due course. Have a nice day. Yusuf from Wusetu, thank you sincerely for that message. All right. And we have Comrade Ulobasi from Buhari, Abuja. He says, good morning, Obong, Udwak Daniel, and Omoife Peace. Please, nobody on this platform should be misled to take side in the ongoing political impasse that resulted in declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State. Some of the callers are crying more than the bereaved, becoming paid mourners. The present situation in Rivers State points to the fact that when a government at any time seems to be taking side to protect its own in a fight, justice can never be served. May God Almighty save us from ourselves. Comrade, are you sitting on the fence? Well, thank you so much for that message. Comrade. Well, he has a point somewhat. I mean, don't take sides with anybody.
Crying more than the bereaved.
Let's just critically and objectively analyze the situation just as it is. All right. And
for those of you still sending a voice note, please
just
type
send
the
a message instead of a voice note.
We are finding it quite hard, to get through with the voice notes. Okay, please type the message. I
think the phone is actually on suspension at the moment.
Right. Well, let's go take this one here now.
Good morning.
Yeah.
UD.
Oh, good morning to you, Moses.
Good morning.
A lot of people were desperate to call this morning.
Right.
Most of my points have been earmarked by the Dan Fulani and also the Onoja. But I just want to add more, just few on those issues. I think there is no smoke without fire.
Right.
If the government could have tackled the smoke in Rivers State, the fire we see today could have not resolved. Could have been resolved. You know one thing. Don't look at the outcome, but look at the inward. There is a political play in what is going on in Rivers State. That is the reality. Politicians, just like look at one statement you mentioned on your headline. Politicians giving us bad names in Nigeria. They are not so.
Right.
These are people elect their governor, and the problem that started when this young man came to the scene, that was the time that they should tackle this issue. So to me, I'm not happy to see the political scene in Rivers State being interrupted.
Okay.
Yeah, the smoke that started early could have been tackled. They fold their hands, allowing the cat out of the bag to allow what is happening today just to happen. So to protect the interest, you make emergency, state of emergency. We have a lot of things that emergency should prepare. Yeah, insecurity, with corruption. Is there any way that emergency has been declared on corruption duty? And that is one of the terrible things. It is this in our country that brought this mess that we are going through. Corruption and insecurity. You direct my thing.
Thank you very much, Moses.
Well,
Thank you.
We'll just head out now, just pay some bills. We will be right back in a short bit. This is Eagles Breakfast Show, and it is The Pages, the newspaper review.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Please listen